Hello. Just waiting for my live to connect. My name is Rebecca Lee. Hey. Hello. Thank you for letting me know you're here. Okay, awesome. Now I can see people coming through. Hi, everyone. My name is Rebecca Lee, and I'm here to do Unlock Your Love Blocks readings tonight. Welcome to everyone on the Spiritual Events Directory. And I'm also broadcasting to my own Facebook pages tonight. So those who probably haven't seen me for a while on High Vibration City page. So if some random lives coming up there, it's me. And the Rebecca Lee Awaken the Spirit Within page. So yeah, I would like to start connecting more on those pages. So welcome everybody. Hi from the sunny coast, Moon Mel. I'm on the sunny coast too. So yes, I'm glad you saw my comment. Please just state your relationship status and how old you are. That might just give me a little bit of a clue tonight. I haven't asked that before in this type of reading. So for some reason I was guided to ask your age tonight. So we'll see how that helps me. And I have my own Unlock Your Love Blocks cards. For those of you who don't know, it's their 10-year anniversary this year. I created these over 10 years ago, self-published them, and I'm working on a second edition at the moment. So these are available from my website if you're interested in having your own deck. So I'm just going to randomly go through the messages tonight. Spirit really just sort of guides me to, I don't know, I just sort of feel a pull or a call. It's not really any kind of particular thing. And we'll see how we go. So the Unlock Your Love Blocks card's really going to help you, give you some insight into what's happening inside of you that perhaps is blocking you from finding love, or perhaps finding some peace or some kind of resolution in your current relationship. They can also give you insight around what's, what you're struggling with in terms of loving and accepting yourself. And I often use them to help me with my career and my purpose and what's blocking me there as well. So whatever you feel called to. I have the Unlock Your Love Blocks cards, and I also have another deck here. I'm actually not sure. I think they're some kind of indigo deck. I really like to comment on whose they are, but I don't have this box here. But they're an indigo oracle, and I can't remember the name of the author. I feel really terrible about that, but I'm not sure where the box is. I'll use them again another time and credit the author. So let's just see who we've got here. So I'm just straight up, I'm seeing Katie B. She's 36, single, but close with her ex, not sure what to do. Gotcha. So perhaps feels like a little bit of confusion or unfinished business maybe there. Katie, it's okay to be friends with your ex. It's not an issue, whether it's whether you're co-parenting or whether you're just, realize that you're better off friends. But straight away, I can just feel there's still some kind of caudal connection there, Katie. So let's just see what comes up. I'm actually feeling straight away your third chakra. Okay, so when I'm feeling these chakras, I don't always do that in these types of readings. I do that in a personal session, but I felt like it was going to be a little bit different tonight. So I'm feeling the block in your third chakra. So this can relate to our confidence, feeling confident about ourselves, and can also relate to some blocks and some challenges around the masculine or your own masculine, and perhaps some father healing that needs to happen here for you to actually find your way forward. I'm getting that it's about you feeling really comfortable to stand on your own 2 feet and move forward, Katie. So there might be a little bit of lacking of confidence there for you to be able to fully let go and move forward, not just into love. I don't feel like it's into a relationship. I actually feel like it's more for you to be able to stand on your own 2 feet and take care of yourself in the world. So it could be around your work and your purpose and just really moving forward in your life. So let's just see what card you get. But I actually feel like you're probably you're at least probably come across a lot more confident than what you feel on the inside. So others might be a little bit surprised when they really would see how you do feel on the inside, maybe not as confident as what people think you are. The card you got, honey, was let go. So I'll let you completely interpret this in terms of your situation. But it certainly had that feeling for me that there is a time to sort of step forward and let go, looking at your own self-confidence, your self-esteem. Third chakra holds a lot of our fears, and also a lot of fears that are false fears. Okay, so some things that you're afraid of, even if you have anxiety as well, like, you know, it's just worrying about things that haven't happened and may not even happen, okay? So there's a little bit of trust and surrendering and just doing some little things that are going to slowly build up your confidence. And even maybe asking people, you know, to tell you some things that are great about you to build your light and build your confidence. So it says it's safe to let go of worry and hurt. So might be a little bit of letting go coming along there and building up some self-confidence, maybe dealing with that inner critic voice that may come from a masculine, an influential masculine in your life, whether that's father or some other male in authority. So there might be a little inner critic voice coming through from there that you might need to look on. But that's for you, Katie. I hope that makes sense. So that was Katie B. Hopefully she's got that message, and I'll leave that with you, darling, and I hope that helps. Oh, good. I just saw your message. Oh, good. I'm glad. Okay, we're off to a good start. Excellent. Beautiful, Katie. Thank you. Okay, so let's just see where I am going. Okay. Yeah, okay, some interesting situations here. Missy McGuire Franks, what is a Love Blocks reading? Just have a listen to a couple of readings, honey, and you'll see that I try and give some insight about what's blocking you from moving forward, whether that's finding love or moving forward or moving past patterns in your relationship. Okay. All right. Okay. So I would need to go back this way. Okay. So I'm drawn to Fifi Warren. She's 60 and she says, I still can't love my man. Okay. So Fifi, let's just see what happens here. Yeah. It's interesting. I feel like he really adores you, and he may even show that in some kind of weird or wacky. I get the word wacky. I'm not sure how you can interpret that whichever way you would like, but he loves you in his own way. I really definitely feel this is an inside job for you first and foremost, and yeah, I feel like you've got some anxiety around that. I feel like you're very strongly protective of yourself. The way I feel about you is that you know how deeply you could love. In fact, you could love really, really hard, and you perhaps have done that before, and it didn't turn out really that well for you. So I feel like you're in strong protected mode. When Spirit shows me you, it's like you've got this big fence. It's metal, this big metal fence all around you to protect you, because you know how much and how hard you actually do love. That's my sense. And I feel like you're still hurt from something. You're still hurt from something, disappointed. What's the word I'm reaching for? It's not so much betrayed, although that could be in there. I think disappointed is the closest word I can find to the energy that you're feeling Fifi. So you kind of close yourself off. That's your coping method, so you don't get disappointed again. If you don't get your hopes up, if you don't open your heart, then you just sort of don't get disappointed. But kind of inside, it's still happening anyway. I can't believe this. You've got the let go card as well. So I feel like that. There's something that's been with you for a long time. I'm getting about your mother. I'm not sure if your mother's passed over. I can't really sense into that just yet, but I have a sense that there's grief. Okay, there's grief, and there's stuff around mum. Okay, so I'll leave that with you, but you're getting the card that it is time to let go of that. And I feel like you're getting to the point now where you probably could let love in, for this last chapter of your life. And really, I'm getting an image of you dipping your toe in the water again. And the water represents emotions to me. I think you're a very empathic person as well. So that makes it hard because you feel a lot. So it's very challenging. But you do have a lot of resilience. You are really strong. It's really just trusting that you can allow those emotions to move through you. Give it another chance is what I'm getting. Give it another chance and try something new. So it's probably all I could really say in this type of setting, Fifi. So I hope that helps you. And, I wish you all the best. Oh, hey, Steph. It's good that you're here. Thank you, darling. So that was for Fifi. I hope that makes some sense, Fifi. There's some deeper stuff there, honey, but and maybe it's going to take a little bit of time to let that wall down. But I really hope that you do this lifetime, because I feel like your soul really wants to knock that down and really open your heart. You have a massive heart, so give it another chance. Okay, so let's see where I'm going now. Breathe. I've been saying to a lot of my girls that there is a lot of anxiety in the collective. I can feel that when I come onto these sorts of things. I can feel that there is a lot of anxiety. Okay, so I'm just sort of seeing where I'm guided to. Okay, I'm drawn to Nicole Lacole. She's actually struggling with a friendship, and she'd like some comfort or some help, please. Okay, Nicole. Yeah, okay. Do you know, like, there's so many people who are really sort of, everything's sort of being turned upside down too, and people are seeing other sides of friends and family and lovers. If we get into politics and all these issues of the world, it can actually, it seems to be creating a lot of heartache and a lot of angst for people. And it's kind of bringing out this really sort of cut and dry sort of energy amongst people. Like, we've all been wanting to find our tribe for so long, and so many of us empaths and energy sensitives and intuitives, and all of us heart-based people are really starting to get ready to come out. And I think that sometimes we're looking for people that we feel really comfortable with. And I think part of it is finding people that we feel comfortable with and we can be ourselves with. But part of our learning is not just about being held well with others, but us holding other people well as well. It's not about having to have 100% agreement on everything, and it's about allowing ourselves to be different. Everything that we've wanted, and every way we've wanted to be accepted, we actually have to offer that to others as well. So we can't forget that part of the learning and the evolving. So I feel like this person is probably a little bit more hurt than even what they say, and I feel like things have been probably taken out on you a little bit harder than what you deserved. Okay, and I feel I'm getting the vision, Nicole, that you've been sideswiped a little bit, so it's sort of taken you a bit by surprise and it's shocked you a little bit. The thing here is to make sure you don't go back into your shell and hide yourself from the world again. Like, there's some learning in this for you, and it will make you stronger. And there are good people out there, and you are, the more you know yourself and the more that you're understanding yourself. You will find your tribe, and at the same time, you're going to build resilience to not have to need people to be exactly the same as you, or have the same beliefs or whatever. You can hold yourself a bit more stronger again with people that perhaps are a little bit different. Okay, so it's not just about finding our tribe, it's about us building our resilience. Okay, and that's what I'm getting for you, Nicole, and I feel like that's what's going to happen. I can feel your grief and I can feel you really sad, and it feels like a loss to you. It could be resolved is what I'm still getting. There could be something that happens, so just let that sort of play out how it's going to play. You've got the growth card. Okay, so it feels like that you are going to grow from this situation, and even if the friendship is definitely over, good things will come of it. Okay, and if the friendship will resolve itself, it's going to be stronger than what it was before. So I love this card because she's just you being wrapped around by this beautiful tree. So maybe just going outside to help you process the grief and the sadness and just clear that energy, and I feel like that'll really help you. So that's for Nicole Lacole. I hope that helps, Nicole, and I'm sending you a little hug, and just it's going to be okay. Yeah. Yes, I'm just reading your message that you've been blocked and it wasn't expected. Yeah, this person's really, I feel, overreacted. And yeah, I feel like there's a bit of projection going on there from this person's behalf. So yeah, just allow yourself to grieve and be sad, but I promise you'll learn a lot from this. And sometimes, these situations, we just need to open our heart and just understand, look, for whatever reason, I look at that, and I just need to let it go. And if there's anything in there for you that you can take from it, and just let it go, and it builds up our resilience. So yeah, sending you lots of love, darling. Okay, and just breathe. Breathe. Okay, so I'm being drawn to Michelle Howes. Apologies if I have pronounced that incorrectly, but Michelle Howes, she's 51. Complicated relationship. Any message, please? Okay, Michelle, let's see what's happening. I actually feel for you, like at this point in your life, I want to focus on you first, okay? Like I feel like you're coming, like this is the end of a cycle of your life for you. I don't know if other things are ending or have been starting to end or wrapping up, or it feels like coming to the end of an old part of yourself, like you're changing. The things that you used to think or feel or believe, you're not really sort of feeling that, and this might be happening for a while. I feel like you're sort of a bit confused because I feel like you're in between at the old part of yourself and the new part of yourself, and you're like in this limbo land. And I think that's where the old part of yourself perhaps likes to connect in with this relationship, but the new self might be questioning it. It's my sense. I might have it the wrong way around, but that's my sense. So I feel that the relationship in itself can really help you see in yourself. So make sure you're looking inside and not outside, because it's about your evolution. It's about your maturing and growing. So I feel like this, whatever's going on in this relationship, is actually helping you just move through this stage. I'm helping your soul move through this next stage, because I'm getting like a clean slate, and it's almost like the second half of your life, it's like a whole new chapter. I'm seeing a lot of new things around you, like you could make decisions like changing jobs and moving. Like I feel, and I'm getting like this, like you could actually just make a snap decision and do that, and you've got it in you. And you might be the person that stays really secure and stays pretty safe for long periods of time, and then you just snap. And you may have done that at some stage, maybe in your 20s. You may have been a bit like that, and I just feel like that's what's going to come. That you're just going to make snap decisions. You're not even going to know. It's not even decisions that you probably have even contemplated for a while. So look, I feel like you're on the threshold of big changes, and I think you're going to be very, very clear soon. I can see your heart chakra. This is what Spirit's showing me. So there's a lot of I think in your path, if you've lost loved ones, or you've had a lot of gain and loss with material things or money and, you know, all sorts of things in life, a lot of our losses, not just the people that we lose, you know, whether it's through death or friendships, divorces or whatever, but, you know, the things that we gain in life, you know, our beautiful possessions or properties or whatever, you know, when we lose those things, you know, sometimes. And so there's grief in there when we lose those things. I just feel everything is just being cleared from your heart, and that's what you're working through. So I can feel like this really big shift happening in the front of your heart chakra, which means like you're really getting ready to give an enormous amount of love. But I can feel it shifting in the back, and it's a little bit slower in the back, which is your capacity to receive love. So I'm getting you just need to be a little bit more patient and just let this ride out. But make sure, I keep hearing, make sure you're looking within and looking at yourself and what you're moving through, and don't you know, focus so much on the outside. You've got the Speak Your Truth card. Okay, so it's really important that you be honest with yourself, and then find ways to communicate that, what you're feeling, to others, okay, and perhaps not in a really defensive or attacking type of way. So really observing how you communicate at this point will be a really important part of your spiritual and personal growth, okay? So just observing how you communicate. And even before that, just being really, really aware and honest with actually what you're feeling and thinking, and what you need. Okay, so that's for Michelle. I hope that gives you some kind of insight or clarity, Michelle, and I'll leave that there with you. Thank you. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, hello. Now I'm just going to quickly, while I think, because I get so lost in my readings, you'll probably see some of my paintings in the background. I've got a couple of my girls' paintings too. I didn't want to fully expose them because they might not have wanted that, but I do a lot of intentional creativity. So where we really explore our connection with nature through Tree Woman, which is, I don't know if you can see, you can see a couple of paintings there. I've got a workshop coming up, and I've just posted the link to that. Well, I tried to. I'll see if I can do that again. So yeah, I've got online and in-person workshops coming up for Tree Woman. So it's really exploring the cycle of winter and what we're ready to let go of, okay, through connecting with nature and really bringing that out on the canvas. You don't have to paint. It's a medicine painting. It's a process of letting go on the canvas. It's really quite amazing. So yeah, I do a lot of work of connecting with inner parts of ourselves through the canvas, and it's actually really powerful, a really, really powerful process. So if you have a look at the website, if it's something that you're interested in, that's one of my offerings at the moment. So I'll leave that there. And yeah, I would welcome anybody having a look at that. It looks like we've got a troll, so I'm just going to block the troll. I don't think I've had a troll for a while. It's interesting. Oh, thank you, Anne. Yes, they're really cool. It's just a really amazing process. I am not I haven't trained in art. I am the type of person that would never have even think I could draw a stick figure. So it's actually a really, really powerful process, and I'm really, really passionate about this work. And it's fun, and it really teaches you how to let go, especially if you've got perfection issues, or, you know, the critic's really strong in your life, or you'll soon find out on the canvas really what holds you back in your life. It's really, really interesting what comes up. So yeah, if you're really interested in trying something different, or you just would love to paint and be guided through that intuitive process, because it's all intuitive, definitely have a look, and I'd love to guide you. Okay, so I'm just straight up, I've just been asked to have a look into Connie Capitula. Sorry, darling, if I have pronounced that wrong. So Connie says she's 37. She's in a newish relationship, and she's not sure if it's growing. All right, Connie, let's have a look and see what we've got there. Okay. Yeah. I wonder about where you fit in your family, Connie. I do a lot of family constellations through my Healing with the Ancestors work. And straight away, I'm just drawn to your 10th chakra, which is about a foot below your feet. Okay. I wonder if you have any issues with sensitivities, like to cleaning products, or like I'm going into reading mode, so my brain's gone. But like difficulties like with the Wi-Fi and things like that. I'm just getting that you might have some getting headaches and sensitivities and things like this. So my first thought with you, darling, is about finding your place in your ancestry, in your family. I know you're saying you're not sure if it's growing, but I'm always taking where you need to work, right? And then you'll know the answers. So this is for Connie Capitula. So darling, yeah. And if you're not aware that you're sensitive to certain products, cleaning products, food, I'm telling you, if you've got issues with your body, that you could have to look at what chemicals and what things around you are affecting you, because I feel like you might be really struggling a little bit there physically. So you're either aware of that or you're not, but I'm letting you know tonight that that's what you need to look at. Okay, so that's coming up. I also just feel like you don't breathe. Like ever since I've tuned into you, it's like I feel like I haven't taken a breath. So darling, I feel like you first of all need to breathe more. And then I would love to know if you've done some family work. I'm feeling your ancestors around you and they want to reach you. And I feel like you need to do some healing with your family, like you need to find your place in your family. So I'm not sure if you've been excluded or you've excluded yourself, or you feel like the odd one out. There's something off there with how you feel in your family. Okay, so I feel like that needs addressing because we need to have some kind of peace with where we've come from and who's behind us to go into relationship. Otherwise, we're bringing this stuff into our relationship unconsciously. Okay, so a lot of times in our relationships, whether we're aware of it or not, we're playing out what's happening in our families behind us. Okay, so there's a lot of deep stuff and a lot of big stuff in there that I could talk a lot more on. But right now, darling, I just feel like there's some work you need to do about your place and finding your place in your family. And that doesn't necessarily mean, if you're not talking to anyone or if they're dysfunctional or toxic, that you need to go back to them. It's just more you finding your peace in yourself, okay, about it, and finding a place in your heart where that can sit comfortably, okay. So a little bit of work there, and you might need some guidance there. So whether if you've got somebody that you see, some kind of coach or healer or counselor, maybe that's come up or it would come up, and definitely let me know if you feel like you would like some support around that. So this is Connie. I just feel, there's just getting unresolved stuff in your family, darling, that needs to be resolved for you to be able to move forward in relationship. So it could be that's sort of blocking it from moving forward, because you need to go sort of in and do some work within for a relationship to move forward. I feel like you want to do it right, relationship, this time, and you want to go deeper, and that's what you really need to sort of look at, is my sense. Okay, so that's all I'm going to offer here, darling. That's all I can offer without going in more. So that's for Connie Capitula. Hopefully she's still around, and I'll leave that there for her. Thank you, darling. Okay, let's just see where I'm drawn to. I didn't even pull a card for her. I didn't feel I needed to. I'm drawn to Anne. Anne is Anne, you've made the comment about the calming painting. Okay, awesome. Thank you, darling. I just saw your comment about being new, and do I see a romantic development with an Aries man? Well, maybe. it's almost like I feel for you, I'm getting shown you with the stop or go sign. And maybe you are stop go to it. I don't know if you're already doing that with this person, or it's up to you whether it goes any further or not. I'm getting, do you want to take it seriously? I mean, I feel like it could be very lighthearted and a bit jokey and jovial, and we're going to keep it all very light, and it's very much, keeping yourself safe, or has the capacity to be really intense. My sense is, which we can expect with an Aries, but I feel like that's from your behalf as well. Like, this relationship could get really intense, and I'm just being asked, to ask you, well, are you ready for that? Are you actually really clear on what you want to experience in relationship? Are you looking for a bit of heat and a bit of passion and, a bit of fire and having that intensity? Or what is it? What is it that you're looking to experience and perhaps discover about yourself in relationship next? And what is it that you want to experience with another person? What is it that you're really wanting is what Spirit's asking from you. And you've got the card knowing yourself. So this card talks about the different parts of ourselves. And sometimes within us, we have conflicting parts. There's a part of ourselves that wants love and wants to be vulnerable and wants to experience these things. And then we have other parts, or protective parts, that says, absolutely not, we're shutting this down. That is just way too dangerous. We are not going there. So we have this sort of inner war going on. So we need to understand what all the different parts of us are saying inside of us, and bringing them all together and getting them on board. So a good coach will help you get to know them and get all on the same page. But you can do that just from self-inquiry, and just, really talking to yourself all the time and asking yourself, what am I feeling right now? And, what does this part of me want to achieve, and what is it protecting me from? And just really observe yourself, honey. It's up to you is what I'm getting. It's completely up to you. I feel like he'll be guided by you, is my sense. This is for Anne and Ivor. So you'll steer the way here for the initial part, if that's what you decide to do, and then he'll sort of kick in and follow your lead. It's kind of like he's not going to go all in if you're not going to go all in, So there's this kind of like everyone's sort of protecting themselves kind of thing. So it can be tricky, right? It can be tricky. So if you're ready to go, then definitely reveal that with yourself, and make sure all the parts inside of you are on board for that, okay? Because there might be a part of you that actually is sabotaging that you might not be aware of. It could be in your shadow. Okay. In the shadow, when I talk about shadow, we do a lot of shadow work in love blocks, and it's these parts of ourselves that we sort of push aside or push down that we don't want to see or we can't see. Okay. So there could be something there about yourself that you're not really seeing. You're welcome, darling. Okay. So that was for Anne. Thank you for being here. Hey, Louisa. Oh, it's so good to see you. Oh, thank you. Thanks about my paintings. I so want you to come and paint with me one day, darling. I'm sending you so much love, honey. Oh, you know what? I'm just going to pull you a quick card, honey. So my beautiful friend Louisa's here. And, she's had such a journey, I'm sending you so much love. I'm pulling the indigo cards for you, and let's just see what comes up. I can still feel a lot of grief and a lot of heartache. Of course, you've been through so much and you've had so much loss, but I feel like things are really moving and adjusting for you. It's like your path is just constantly changing. You've got the Mother Mary card, which is beautiful. And I want to say, Mother Mary card, and I know you have your own connection to these beautiful beings, but what's coming up for me to tell you is that your Mother Mary, your children are safe. Okay, so I feel like she just wants you to breathe and trust, and you don't have to energetically and physically protect them all by yourself, okay, that you're being supported and your children are safe, okay, in all realms, sweetheart, all right? So breathe and trust and relax, that you don't have to do this all on your own. Yeah, I feel like you've got a lot of different timelines in front of you, and you've got choices to make. It's funny, like ever since I've tuned in on you, I feel like I want to sneeze. So I don't know if you've actually been crook, like with fluid type stuff. I feel like that's a lot of energy moving for you, darling. But also just making you slow down and just being still, right? You've got the pleasing card for the unlock your love blocks. So you might be trying to, do and be in ways that, are for other people and to help other people. And I know that you've got such a massive heart and you do a lot for people, and you do put everyone before yourself. And, this card is just saying it's really time to sort of let go of what you think people think you should be and just be who you want to be, and let go of some of the load is the words I'm hearing for you, honey. So, I'm here for you anytime. Message me, call me, and yeah, I'm here, honey. And thanks for being here with me as well and helping me and supporting me in this space online. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate any of my girls on here. Thank you. It's always a bit, woo. But yeah, everyone's so amazing and beautiful. So I really love the energy here. Thank you, darling. I'll speak with you soon. I hope that helps. Okay. Okay, Sonia, I was just about to scroll and I just saw your last message. So, Sonia Banger. Okay, it's funny, like my messages on this thing, that it's like I don't get any messages and then like 10 come through at once. It's so weird. Maybe it's my internet. But I'm just going to focus on Sonia first. She's saying that, do you see me and my partner getting back together? There's contact on his side and little on mine. I have stepped back. Well, I think it's about trust for you first and foremost. I can feel that. And I think it takes a lot for you to trust. And I think I don't feel, how do I say this? I think it takes a lot for you to trust, okay? But it's easy for you not to trust, all right? And he's already, it's hard to trust him. And it's not that he's a bad person. I get that he's sloppy and he doesn't think before he opens his mouth, right? And words can be cutting, especially to somebody like you, okay? Especially when you could be a little energy sensitive, empathic as well, honey. So look, some part of this, yes, he's sloppy and he says shit that he doesn't think about. And then on the other part, and I so relate to this, and so many of us empaths, it's not excusing shitty behavior, but sometimes we have to be a little bit more resilient as well. And, and not let things cut so deeply. We have to have a little bit of a thicker skin. So look, I feel you just need a little bit more time. I'm asking Spirit to help you look at things from a different perspective. He could be a little bit, and this might help you with the understanding, because that's what they're showing me, that they're showing me you looking at things from some different angles. There could be something about him that might be a little bit, I don't want to say ADD, but and maybe he is ADD and maybe never diagnosed, but so many of us, we weren't all diagnosed with, these issues growing up, but we had this energy, right? But I just kind of feel that maybe he's a bit ASD or ADD or something like that. And just not necessarily what comes out of his mouth is how he feels, or it doesn't reflect how he feels on the inside. So there's a bit of a misunderstanding in there sometimes too. So it's tricky and it's hard, but I just feel like you need a little bit more time. I'm just looking at your message. I think he's got some mental health going on. Yeah, look, there's something there, and all Spirit's showing me is often what he's feeling and thinking on the inside isn't what comes out of his mouth, and it's just like he's just like, bleh, and it's just like, oh, you know. So there might be a little bit of work there. If you decide you wanted to work on it, there would definitely need to be some counselling and stuff go on, and some really deep understanding with each other. It would be a really deep journey together if you were both committed to it. There could be some really interesting, really deep soul learning in this connection. But, you know, it could be really hard work. But you know what? It could push you and bring out a strength and a resilience in you that you didn't think was possible, and would really be beneficial in other areas of your life as well. But my sense is right now you just need a little bit more time. Okay, and I'm just see what unfolds here. Okay, I don't feel like 100% over, and I feel like there's the space there for you to just recoup a little bit. I just feel like you need to rest. Let me just pull a card for you. This is Sonia. I'm with Sonia. Yeah, you just need to rest. And you got the transformation card. You know, so you've already changed through this connection. You know, you've already started to grow and change through this connection, and you're really going through that with yourself. I just have to make sure I check the time. So you're really going through that with yourself as well. So, you know, I think when I was saying to one of the other ladies before, you're kind of in this transition land, and it's really going to be about what you want for your future. And I think that's why you need some time to really decide what you want to experience going forward, you know, what you want to experience as a soul, how you want to grow. I think that you're doing well stepping back a little and just having some boundaries up, and, you know, just really sort of perhaps you just need to say, I just need to take some time and have some space right now, and it is what it is, whatever that's going to be. So please rest, darling. Lots of self-care, nurturing yourself. I'm actually seeing you on a beach, walking along water. A beach would be really helpful, and I'm being shown you need to write and journal. That would be really helpful for you to process your thoughts and actually connect with your thoughts and feelings, because you might just sort of get a little bit lost in what the hell you do feel or think, and I think it would help you if you actually wrote them down. I'll help you process it and understand where you're at a little bit more. Okay, so that's for Sonia. I hope that helps. Thanks for being here, darling. Okay, so let me just scroll up a bit because I missed a few messages. Okay. Okay, beautiful. Okay. All right, Missy McGuire Franks, darling, it really feels like you're going through a really tough time. And, you know, the first thing I'm feeling with you in terms of your learning as a soul, this has actually been a bit of a theme for people this week, is you know, really sort of knowing what we can control in life and the things that we are in control of and the things that we have no control over. You know, custody issues is so heartbreaking and it's so tough. Oh my gosh, honey, I know. And, you know, I support a lot of people, and, you know, I've seen a lot of successful stories and I've seen a lot of hard stories, you know, and it's really, really tough. The first thing I want to say is you and your partner and your children, you have signed up for this experience together. And I know that as mamas, we want to go in and we want to protect our children and make sure that they're going to be safe and that the best of care is going to be taking care of them. There's a part of our kids that is so resilient, and sometimes more resilient than what we actually are if they had the chance they could show that. So don't underestimate the strength and the courage in your children, and also still wanting to protect them and be there for them, but also remembering that there's a part of this journey too that they signed up for, that they're learning, and you might not understand what that is and how that plays into their life yet, but later they will, okay, depending what happens down the track for them, but there will be things that come out of this for them. So first of all, I want you to say that I want to say to you that, just trust the kids' journey here with all of this as well. Where should I live? It's tough fighting with no support, absolutely. And when we don't have any support and we don't have any resources, it can be very easy to feel helpless and that there's no hope or that there's no point. So, Dylan, please know that you are going to move through this. And I'm getting a woman in spirit who wants to help you move through this as quick as possible. There's some things you might be resisting that perhaps drags this out. I don't know exactly what that is, but she's saying there's some things that you're resisting that you might need to just surrender a little bit to. Where should you live? I mean, I don't know if this makes sense, but I'm just showing a vision of a servo, right? Us Aussies call them servos. It's like a fuel station, a petrol station, but it's not like one of these new ones, like the BPs or the, the Pumas or all of that. It's actually it's like an old school one, like where there's a shop and there's an actual petrol pump out the front, like there's only just one or two of them, sort of on the side of the road, on the footpath type of thing. I don't know what that means, but that's what I'm showing. I don't know why, which is really weird. I'd like to give you more insight, but that's what I'm showing. So it might be like a country town or an older town or something. That's what Spirit's trying to say. So I don't know if that's where you are or where you're going, but that's just all I'm getting around that. So yeah, you definitely need to take your time is what I'm getting, and don't be rash. I keep hearing the word rash. Don't be rash. Don't make rash decisions. Just really take one step at a time here, and everything's going to unfold, and just really trust the journey here. Everything's going to be okay. I also am feeling like sometimes maybe that you might be offered support and help and you don't actually take it because but you feel bad, or you don't want to be a charity case, or you don't want sort of any hooks or bounds, or there's something there. Sometimes if it's offered, you might resist it. It's just what I'm being shown. So, yes, I just feel like sometimes things might not be exactly how you want them to be or how you really need the support. But sometimes when we just say yes to what's being offered, we're saying yes to ourselves, yes to our soul, yes to the universe. And then it's really sort of practicing inviting more and more in of what we want, honey. So I know things are not ideal, and I can feel the frustration. I really, really can. There's just a lot of soul learning here for all of you, really, really big learning. And I actually feel like you've all been in a lifetime together before. So something really wants to sort out here. Okay, and really sort of finalize in this lifetime. So there's really big, deep learning here. There's a bit of surrendering needed, and a bit of sort of taking what you can sometimes, even if it might not be exactly how you wanted it to be. So that's all I can say, honey, and I'm just sending you lots of love. But just know that there's a female in spirit around you, an energy, and she does want to let you know that they're really working on sort of, I'm just seeing like the old tape recorders with the fast forward button, and they're trying to fast forward it as much as they can. So it can't quite skip, but it's being fast forwarded. So I'll send you lots of love, darling. I hope that helps. Okay. And that was for Missy. Sending you heaps of love, honey. Actually, yeah, I just got the card. I don't know if I shuffled a card or if I gave you a card, but I just got to shuffle to give you a card. Let's just see what comes up. Interesting. Well, you've got the Divine Lovers card, which is really interesting because, you know, this card is saying basically my work with Unlock Your Love Blocks is about moving through karmic patterns, right, of the soul and into divine love. So that's really what you're here to do this lifetime. So for some reason, it's not saying that this person is your divine lover, but I feel like what you're here to learn from this karmic relationship is going to help you on the path to divine love. So this is really actually really hopeful for the future for you in relationships. So this is a massive opportunity to transcend your karmic pattern here and move into divine love. And you got life purpose. So this is definitely part of your purpose and is leading you on the path of your purpose. Okay, so just trust that this is all divinely guided. And you see it all leads to, it all leads to partner, divine lover. So hang in there, honey. I know it's tough now, but there's two really good cards to have for the future. So it's all part of the plan. Okay, so that's for Missy. Right. Thanks, darling. Okay. As I said, I don't see comments straight up. They just... they don't come through and then I get a whole heap. All right, let's see where I'm guided to now. I'm guided to Tara. Tara La Spina? Tara, hello. Been raising kids by myself for the last 17 years now. Wow, honey. That's a pretty amazing purpose and a pretty amazing feat to do that. Is finding someone nice even for me. Thank you. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it is for you. It is for you. I feel like, well, straight away, as soon as I start shooting in on you, I'm feeling back issues or like pain in my back. So straight away that always indicates about being able to support yourself and being supported by others depending on where it is. I'm feeling this mid to low back. So it's really crucial that you are able to support yourself. And I think that's been something that you have been determined, I think, to prove in this lifetime, that you can do it by yourself and that you can support yourself. I think you get yourself through and sometimes just get yourself through, but I feel like there's certainly more ways that you could be kinder to yourself sometimes and want more for yourself. I think that you're afraid of dreaming big again or wanting more because you really want to avoid being disappointed. Okay, you're really trying to avoid the disappointment. I'm feeling the block for you in the first chakra and the fourth chakra. So the fourth chakra is the heart, and it really relates to community and connection and, of course, loving relationships, but it also holds our grief and our losses. I feel like you had a big loss, right? This before this 17 years, there was a big loss. Okay, something that was hard for you, okay? And then our first chakra relates to safety and security and our beliefs too. So there could be some work you need to do in looking at some really deep-seated beliefs, okay, about what is possible and not possible, but also I feel like about men and women and roles with men and women is coming up for you. There also could be some stuff that energetically needs to be cleared from you. I'm getting womb. So when you were in the womb of your mother, okay, so there could have been, I wonder what was happening with your mom, okay, when she was pregnant with you. I feel like that would be some really interesting reflection. And if you could find out, I don't know, but, you know, to work with it, we don't have to know the details, but I can feel it. Okay, so sometimes we take on these energy blueprints in the womb, and they unconsciously play out in our life. And for you, it's around safety and security, and there's some kind of belief pattern here, which could be about abundance and money as well. But it's really about, you know, being safe and secure. So there's a little bit of work, honey, there that, you know, whether you can guide yourself through or reflect on, or, you know, invest in yourself in some way you can to have that exploration and explore that within yourself. You've got the courage card. I love this card so much. I put it on the cover of the deck, and, you know, don't be afraid of the fire, you know, and don't be afraid of some of your really raw primal feelings, because a lot of that is blocked in the first chakra, you know, when we can be afraid of our own intensity. So there's some real raw feelings that need to be expressed there for you and released. Okay. And it's having the courage to do that. That's how I'm interpreting this card for you tonight. So, yeah. And I just want to say, yeah, absolutely. There is someone nice for you, but like I've been saying, there's just some underlying stuff for you to have a little look at when you're ready. And it feels like it's becoming time, you know, like you're starting to think, okay, you know, maybe I have the courage to do this now. So it just feels like that's just sort of cracking open for you now. A little bit of work there, and then you can take the next step. So that's for Tara. I hope that helps, darling. And yeah, I'm sending you lots of love, and thank you for being here. I hope that helps, Tara. Okay. All right. Oh, thanks, Holly. Holly's just saying she loves my paintings. I put in the link for my tree woman. If anyone wants to do this tree woman, I'm doing a quest. It's a year long. We're going through the cycles, and you know, moving through winter. Starting with winter, letting go, and then moving through the cycles of Earth, and really looking deep within ourselves and expressing that. It's a medicine painting, so you don't have to be an artist. You don't even have to be able to draw stick figures. It's an amazing process. So I've put the link in here somewhere if anyone's interested in having a look at that. So I'm doing it online, and I've got a couple of spaces left on the sunny coast if anyone's interested in that. So let me just have a look here. Okay. So I've been drawn to Kahala. Sorry if I haven't pronounced that right. Carla Dean, been on my own for 6 years now. Any insight on my non-existent love life? Oh, would be amazing. Thank you. Non-existing love life. I'm getting, like, straight away when you said 6 years, I'm like, not a bad period of time, actually. That's a good time to sort of have some real solid reflection and growing. I'm getting that you had to do some growing, okay? Yes, and I don't know how this relates or how this makes sense, but I'm getting you're a bit of a master in love. So I don't know whether you do relationships well, or you've had a couple of relationships. I'm not sure what they mean by that, or maybe just your soul. You know, coming into lifetimes having relationships is always like exciting for your soul. So it's interesting that you've had 6 years downtime. I think that you might have needed. Maybe you're the type of person, whether it's been in this lifetime or in other lifetimes, you might go from one relationship to another. Like you just love being in a relationship, but it can distract you from yourself. You know, we can sort of hide from ourselves in relationships. So this 6 years, I feel like, was definitely something that you contracted in for, darling, and to have some reflection. You know, there's a man in spirit. It feels like a wise man, and I'm really just sort of a little bit, I need to just sort of focus a little bit more, really questioning, is this a passed over wise man who's learned a lot on the other side, or is this a guide? It could be a passed over person who's now becoming a guide of yours. Yeah, I lost what he was saying because I was trying to just find out who he was. But yeah, there's this wise man in spirit who I feel is looking out for you and guiding you, and you know, being like the wise sort of dad, you know, for you, like asking you all the right questions and wise questions. And have you learned from this experience? What have you been learning about yourself? You know, and talking about, you know, what are you doing with your money? Have you been saving your money? Are you doing all the right things to get all these structures in your life sort of set up? This sort of thing he's sort of saying. Yeah, so there's that kind of, you're being looked over is what I'm getting as well. So you're not alone is the message. You're not alone, and yeah, it is time, but you just need to check in and just, you know, well, so what have you done with this time? You know, what have you achieved? What have you done with this time? What are you taking away from it? Because it's like love's there for you. You know, it's just like, yeah, okay, so you've had this time alone, you know, tell us about what you've experienced from that, what you've learned from that. You've got the happiness card. And, you know, sometimes too, we don't allow ourselves to be happy, and it might be a conscious thing, but often it's an unconscious thing, particularly if people in our family are not happy, or there's been things that happen in our family and there's kind of this level of unhappiness. And so it's like almost if we go out and be happy, that we're going to be different from the tribe, or we might be rejected from the tribe, or we're not going to be like all connecting, sitting around whinging and being negative. And as soon as you start being happy, or, you know, having a happy life, it's like you're not going to fit in there anymore. So this could be family, it could be with friends. Okay, so there's definitely something that you're going to have to let go of when you decide that you're going to be happy. And it might mean that you have to have a change of scenery, or you know, you might, you know, need to let go and not be around a certain group of people so much. Just a sense. So, you know, it's there. If you're ready, really just affirm that, and just know that you might need to really dig in deep with yourself and say, you know what, well, I'm choosing to be happy, and I can't make other people happy, and you're not going to be able to bring them along for the ride if they're not wanting to be happy. If they want to be in their sadness and their misery, you're going to have to leave them there, because that's really up to them to get out of that. So that's just what I'm feeling for you, darling. So close if you want it is what my sense is. So yeah, I hope that helps. I hope that gives you some insight. I've gone over my time, and I'm really, really grateful to you all for being here tonight. I'm here most Wednesdays at 7:15. That is my time slot. Sometimes I'm not here. But life happens, but I try to be here as many Wednesdays as I can. It's been a really rough year. There's been a lot going on. A lot of things are happening even for me, and that's okay. We've just got to take it in our stride. So I really enjoy this. Thank you for being so wonderful and supportive and really nice energy. I appreciate it. It makes it easier. And yeah, I hope to see you again on another Wednesday night. And yeah, I have to leave for the next lady now. So thank you, everyone. See ya.